name is Michael Gershkovich. At work, they call me Chef Mike. I'm the chef proprietor of Mike's Bistro in Manhattan. I live with my family in Englewood, New Jersey, and it's a beautiful place. But sometimes, I need to get away. I need a change of scenery to relax and to be inspired. Please join me on my fun weekend. We're doing 3 kinds of meat today. We're going to be doing a big roast. We're going to be doing some kind of pot roast, like a brisket. And I really want to do an old-style Beef Bourguignon type item. Maybe I'll get a couple of these. These are already checked. I have a lot of decisions to make. I see Black Angus. I see a sticker that says Prime. Well, let's start off by how much do I need? I'm having about 6 to 8 people. I'm figuring about £1 per person. Do I want to buy the Black Angus standing rib roast where the bone is naturally attached? I'm going to check the marbling and the color. I don't want too fire engine red of a color. I could consider getting this cradle rib roast where they remove the ribs and use it as a rack for the roast. This is very user-friendly, but I think I want something in its natural form today. And over here I see they have a 30-day aged prime rib roast. It's a lot more expensive than the rest of them, but I think I might splurge for it because it's looking like the best piece of meat in the rack. You know, as you can see, there's great marbling. It has the crescent steak. This is the chuck side of the roast, which I like because the people that are joining me enjoy their steak cooked a little more than rare, and this would certainly help baste it. The fat really helps it. I mean, the price tag is a little bit steep at $24 a pound, but this is a special occasion. I think I'm going to splurge. I hope my friends and family appreciate that I'm really going the distance and spending that extra $8 a pound for aged beef. I'm going to make this the prize of the night, and I'm going to get my money's worth because if there's any leftovers, I'm going to do beautiful things with it the next day as well. So now it's time for me to choose the meat for the Beef Bourguignon, the classic French stew. And over here I see that they sell beef stew, and the beef stew is $8 a pound, but all the meat is cut differently and I don't know where it comes from. So for my elegant preparation, this is not going to be the right choice, although this would make a great goulash soup or something like that. Now here I have something that's listed as boneless flanken, but I could see that it's extremely different than the first cut flanken, which is almost $20 a pound. So I have a lot of decisions to make. And one of the things that bothers me is that I'm not in control. All right, the butcher butchers these to different sizes, and it fits into people's repertoire. For me, I'm going to lean toward just buying the whole roast, I think. And you know, even though it's an expensive purchase at $117, I'm going to be able to cut it any way I want. I'm going to be able to cut big cubes, small cubes. I'll be able to use the bones how I want. I'm going to have control. Now let's move on to choosing our brisket. Over here, I see that I have 3 distinctly different brisket choices. I have a first cut brisket with all the fat, and that is a great choice, but it's a little bit too much meat for me. But I would certainly buy a first cut brisket with all the fat and cook it with the fat and trim off the fat after cooking, because that really ensures moist, delicious flavor, basting. This would be the chef's choice for sure. But I already have quite a bit of meat, and I'm looking to have 1 pot roast to serve for a 3rd meal. Choice number 2 is a first cut brisket without the fat. This might look appealing because you're paying for all meat and you're not paying for fat and you feel like you have value. But I think that you're taking a risk when you take away all the fat. I don't think it's a good idea to pull away all the fat. So you might be getting more value. but you might be getting a worse product. End product. Now this is a second cut brisket. Can you tell the difference? First cut brisket is leaner. The muscle fibers are finer. The second cut brisket looks like strands of muscles and fat intertwined. This looks forgiving. It looks luxurious. This is going to make a great daub or pot roast. And it's actually just the right size. It's 4 pounds. By the time I'm done cooking this, I'll probably have about 2.5 pounds of meat, which should be enough to slice up and give people cold cuts or eat it hot. This is going to be my choice today, and it also happens to be graded prime. I should point out that even within the prime, not all prime meats look exactly the same. You see, this one is even more fatty. You know, picking meat is like picking fruit. It pays to take that extra second to make sure you're getting what you want. I'm looking at color. I see that this is a little pale over here, but that doesn't concern me because kosher meat often loses color because of the koshering process. So you can't really rely on the fact that it's pale to turn you off. You know, my instinct tells me that this is the right cut. It has an even color to it. There's not a lot of liquid in here. If this was an older cut of meat, there would be a lot of liquid floating around inside. This is not a piece of meat that benefits from aging. Roasted meats get aged. Stewed meats are enjoyed pretty fresh. Let's throw this one in the cart. I think this is a winner.